Hello everybody, Mike here. I'm coming at you from my living room. Don't have the music room completely finished yet. We're going to introduce that here coming up and some videos later on. But today what we're going to do is I'm going to do my very first response video since I've been on YouTube. This is going to be a response to fellow YouTuber and VC legend Cloudy Milder's 1,000 subscribers contest. And the theme of his contest is to dig into your collection and show some things that are kind of like the wedding theme. So something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. And then tie it all together with some cuts, some tracks from albums that have words in the song titles that are related to a wedding. Not that the songs have got to be about a wedding, but just words in the title of the songs that you would associate with a wedding. So the contest only calls for maybe one example of each of those categories. I like to do a little bit more than that. I want to show off a little bit of my collection too, so I'm going to probably do more than just one of each of those categories. So let's get started. I want to do something, we'll do old and new. So the requirement is that there has to be 6 years in between each release. So we're going to start with something old, something new, something blue. One of the, if not the greatest live heavy metal live album of all time. This is Iron Maiden, Live After Death. Everybody's got this in their collection probably. It's gatefold. This is a classic album. I'm very happy to have picked this up when I was collecting and have this original pressing on vinyl. So the new one is the recently released Mega Collection, Iron Maiden Legacy of the Beast, Knights of the Dead. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can really see or not, I have yet to open this bad boy up, and I'm not going to open it up right now. I'm just going to show it to you. But I think it's really fantastic that this band is still kicking and putting out great music, and I think that this live album, from everything I've read so far, seen and heard, I think this is going to be just as fantastic as Live After Death. So can't wait to really get this opened up and spin it and enjoy that. So that's a good way to start it. And let's do something old and something new again. Classic metal bands. Let's go back to the 80s. What year? 1984. 1984 with March of the Saint. Armored Saints debut on Crystal. I think it was their debut, their a major label debut on Chrysalis Records. This is an original pressing of that. Fantastic album. Always thought it was great. Kind of rode that line between it. It was certainly heavier than the LA metal that was coming out at the time. It wasn't quite thrash or anything like that. It was just really good, solid American heavy metal. And then, of course, in 2020, we were gifted with a new Armored Saint album, Punching the Sky. I'm not going to take this out. I'm just going to show it. But this is showing up on a lot of year-end lists as one of the best of the year. Okay, so that's old. Let's do some new. And I'm going to show different medias here so we can show everything. Vinyl, CD, cassette, got a little bit of all of those. So here's the first CD I want to show. This is from one of the new wave of thrash metal bands, American thrash metal bands. This is Warbringer, and this is their album Worlds Torn Asunder. As far as their back catalog goes, this is one of my favorites. I think this might be my favorite of their older releases, not counting the one I'm going to show you now, which is their 2020 release, Weapons of Tomorrow. Really good thrash metal. And as you notice, kind of a theme here too. You're seeing a lot of blue. You're seeing that's a great blue album cover. Some blue. The Iron Maiden Live After Death is one of the most iconic album covers ever. And that whole blue shade. So new, and I want to do one just for me because I just want to do this as an opportunity to showcase the old and new. Didn't say anything about the genre either. That these bands had to be metal, other than he wants to see Something Borrowed as a metal subgenre. But I'm going to show you. This is my favorite band. My favorite band. I don't want to go into why. Don't hate, but they're my favorite band. Always have been, and that is Styx. And this is Styx's first album on the A&M label. So they had 4 albums released on Wood and Nickel, and then they signed to A&M. And we got this in 1974, and this is Equinox. Many people consider this Styx's first proper album. I do not, because those 4 albums on Wood and Nickel were great. But this is a terribly underrated classic 70s hard rock album. This has got some really good hard rock music on it. But Styx in 1974 gave us Equinox, and then 6 years later, did the math right? 1975, Equinox, 75. And 6 years later, in 1981, they gave us my favorite album of all time, Paradise Theater. I just picked this up while I was crate digging week and a half ago or so with my son. Picked up a little better copy, the copy that I've had since I was a kid. Has been it doesn't play all the best. This one sounds really good though. But again, this is my favorite album of all time, any genre. Favorite album, Styx, Paradise Theater, or blue in the theme. Lots of blue. All right, so that's the something old, something new. We touched on something blue, so I've already showed you a few things that were blue. Showed you the Warbringer album cover, the Styx, the Live After Death, and I'm going to show you I think this might be the only vinyl that I have that has some kind of blue. But another fantastic 2020 release. This is going to be in my best of list. This is Forever Black by Cirith Ungol. Yeah, this is just a great package. The material on the jacket and the gatefold. This just screams fantastic album. This is why we collect vinyl, right? To hold it in our hands, to experience it, to see it, to immerse ourselves in it. And then it even says here it's on ice blue black marbled vinyl. So let's get that out and show you that. It's not a solid blue, but it's blue enough. Hopefully you'll be able to see it in the lighting. But now that's kind of gray. Blue and black makes gray, but it's a nice little light bluish color. I think it's going to be able to suffice. But I love this. I love this album. I didn't spin this nearly enough to really immerse myself in it. But on first listen, this is one of those that you knew this is just going to be one of the best products of the year. So, Cirith Ungol with Forever Black. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment to put the plastic back on. I don't like messing around with that. Come on, get on there. All right, there we go. Oh, I forgot Something Borrowed. Shame on me. We'll get back to, we've covered the blue. That's all the blue. So now Something Borrowed. So what Cloudy wanted us to do was to pick any kind of subgenre of metal to recommend to him as something that he might listen to. Now, I don't think he's a black death metal kind of guy. So that being said, I'm kind of reaching in to try to find a few tracks from some of those types of bands that might be accessible enough that a fan who's not really sure about whether they want, like black metal or death, because I'm one of those. I'm not like, I don't love black metal or death metal. I mean, I've got a vast majority of both of those in my collection, but it's not like, I'm not a huge fan of all of that. But I have come across some of these. Now, late in 2019, this album kind of came out some in November, December, but it really got my attention, and I like it a lot. And the band is called Aneon. I think I'm saying that right. Aneon. And the album is called Hypnosophy. I'm going to say that right. Now, I'm going to show it to you. And Cloudy, if you're so inclined, you can look this up on YouTube. They've got some videos. They've got a video for the track I want to recommend is Earth Tomb. Really interesting stuff. It's again, they're a Greek black metal band, but they're progressive black metal. So anything that's progressive has got a little more instrumentation to it, a little more thought process kind of goes into it. So it's not just your typical kind of stuff. I really enjoyed this, and in fact, this made my top albums list of 2019. So that's Aeneon, Aenaon, and Hypnosophy, HyphosoNOPHY. I would link that to my, but I don't know how to do all that. Someone's got to show me how to do all that stuff. I got to start making better videos. My videos, if they suck, I don't know. It's content over quality. So you be the judge, whoever's watching. But check that out. I really like that. And then this year, in 2020, a band caught my eye. That Earth Tomb is a track I want you to check out. This band is called Earth Rot. I believe they're from Australia. And this is really cool because for fans of both black and death metal, this particular album is like just a really mashup of both those genres all at once. So through the course of these songs, at one moment you're like, oh, this is good black metal, and then they just slam on the brakes and switch gears, and then they go and sound like total death. So you got two different kind of vocal styles on it, two different kind of instrumental styles, and it's really flawless how they transition between both sounds through the course of the song. But the song I want you to check out is The Cape of Storms. The Cape of Storms. And this has got a break in the middle of it. You got to listen to the whole track. It's got an instrumental break in the middle of it that is just, you'll know why I recommend it when you hear it. It's just awesome. It's I won't ruin the surprise by telling you it's not black metal nor death metal, this little section, instrumental section in there. But check it out. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And then finally, I want you to check out, if you haven't, a lot of the VC community doesn't talk about this band a whole lot because a lot of you guys really aren't into black metal a whole lot. But this is a fantastic album. Could easily be album of the year, and it is on a lot of charts. But check out Enslaved with Utgard. Man, this is just really good music. I mean, it's not, I don't even really call it black metal. It's got a few black metal elements as far as like some of the vocals and some of the guitar riffing. But this is really thoughtful and tuneful. Really great music. This is fantastic. It's an experience to put this on and listen to it. I'm not going to recommend any particular song. I'm going to recommend the whole album. So if you're not big on Enslaved or know a lot of their stuff, highly recommend you check this out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. All right, so that's Something Borrowed. So we've done something new, something blue, something borrowed, something new. We've done the new. So now the challenging part of this contest is to find a couple of albums that have song titles with words in those titles that can be associated with weddings. So the songs don't necessarily have to be about weddings. And even though they don't, and there's no word in the song title, I'm going to preface this one. I'm going to go back to, where is it? I'm going to go back to Live After Death, because one of the highlights of this album is the Rime of the Ancient Mariner from, I argue, is the greatest heavy metal album ever. That's my pick. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. And that story, of course, is told to wedding guests. Getting on the title. So now let's get to the actual song titles that have words in them associated with weddings. And the first one that I have picked is now another album from 2020. This one came out early this year, and when I first heard this, I thought that this might really make my top 20 list. I'm not sure if it's gonna make it, just because of all the great music that's been coming out. But I really do like this album. This is a new Magnum album, The Seven Rings, and I'm going to pick the track The Seven Rings with the rings in them, because you typically have rings exchanged to the bride and groom in a wedding. So that one's that one. And then to round this out, We're going to go old school. We're going to go deep. We're going to go into my collection. We're going to go to one that I'm happy to have. I wish I had more vinyl from this band. I've only got 3 vinyl records from this legendary metal group. And I'm going to go with this legendary EP. This is Slayer, Haunting the Chapel. The chapel where you get married. Imagine going in the chapel and having some Slayer in there. So I'm really happy to have this original pressing of this album. It's in really good shape, probably because I've really never played it very often. But I wish that, I've got Hell Awaits and I have Rain in Blood. I really wish that I had Show No Mercy. I'm thinking at one time I may have had one, I don't know. But I don't have it in my collection now, and I don't really want to get a reissue. I'd like to have an original pressing of Show No Mercy. We'll put that on my wish list. But anyway, that's everything that I've got to show for this contest. Cloudy, congratulations on your 1,000 subscribers. I'm happy to have maybe 30. I don't know how many I've even got now. People used to watch my videos a while back. I had one when I showed some records, and I had like 200 views. I thought, man, that's pretty good. I might get some people to watch these. And here recently, I've got just a core audience that watches. I got like 30 views, and I think maybe 5 or 6 of those are from when I watched the video to see how it looks. So maybe somebody could give me some hints on how to get my channel out there, how to promote my videos. If you guys like Scott and Darcy and Renee from Spain, you guys that have been in this for a while, and you spread the word. Said, hey, check out Mike. I like to think I got some good stuff. I'm proud of my collection. I think I know my music pretty well, and I really love to talk about this stuff with all you guys. Because what else is there to do in this shit world right now, right? Good music. I mean, that's the one thing we got from 2020. We got some fantastic music. So, again, congratulations, Cloudy. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. And everybody out there, hey, let them know your metal. Bang your head, throw the goat. I'll talk at you next time.